So here we go, the thrill from Brazil back under the bright lights to start this best of 5. There's the power, 2 shots in a row. He's a cannon, and when he's got the confidence, he's tough to stop.
Yeah, dismissive power there from Hugo Calderano. That net cord that one got gave him a little bit more time, but good proactive play from the Brazilian.
Well, there's going to be some fight from the start here. Ruibo is quite aware of who stands across from him, a player who's been, let's say, one of the few great threats to Team China with a fresh haircut and a fresh stare down there. And the net comes back this time to help out, so second time around, but a little bit more favoring for Ruibo.
Well, that's a massive confidence booster. Early doors from him there to beat Hugo Calderano in that trade.
He has some real quick speed on top of the bounce to counter. And the parallel forehand, Hugo with that flexible wrist, tough to predict, but between power and finesse, he's got a lot on the menu.
What an incredible shot. That wasn't even a long touch or a long push there from one, but he swept in off the half long, came across the ball to disguise where he was going, and went right into the body.
2-3.
Just so much pressure on the Chinese star to make quality touches. Otherwise, it's going to be instant punishment more often than not.
This is a conversation you can have with any of the players around the world, that against a Chinese player, even if they're the lower ranked, you know you can't count this player out.
Yeah.
3-all.
I mean, think about where Chun Yi was before Las Vegas. I mean, 19 in the world, still top 20. But there were some massive results. 2 major events in a row took down world number 2 and world number 1. Just a question of time sometimes. You have to wonder in terms of preparation, how much preparation specifically to Ruibo's game could have been done.
3-4.
Soft touch there to drag in one inside the forehand part of the table behind the net.
Calderano bites the bait, attacks the attackable serve, but Ruibo reads it so well to go down the line to the open space. Great reach.
I guess bait in the sense that it's a step around. For a serve that long, if you don't attack, good luck getting into the rally. Ooh, and it almost comes down. We've seen 2 confident wings. Ruibo, no problem behind the table, forehand nor backhand, 1 fishing shot, but then he turns quickly to counterattack.
Incredible balance from both players there, and Calderano playing a seatbelt shot there on the step around. If it would have landed that net cord, would he have gone for and around the net?
Wouldn't be surprised.
It is Calderano.
Oh, the short side here, the parallel backhand, a key ingredient to his 2018 win over Fang Zhendong. 1 of 2 times he would beat him.
Oh yeah, the grand finals, you brought back a great memory there, Adam.
Indeed. Clever play, the touch shot, leaving it up on the table. Ruibo doing the opposite. What would have been done by others? Shang Peng was watching. A lot of players still watching here. Minko, manager of the team, alongside some of the rest of the Chinese delegation. Beautiful placement into the middle in this rally to stop the feet of Hugo mid-rally.
Oh, absolutely love these rallies here. Drive to drive. Fantastic technique from Ruibo. Any levels here. Point split at the second tower break.
Liu Jiachang on the bench for Ruibo. He's been working with the Chinese team for some time now. Extra spin, a little bit more time as this one arcs and comes down at the baseline. Again, invested in spin. Wow, Yang Jingqun beaten by Adrien Rossefos 3-0. One of the most stable players for Team China in recent years.
Yeah, 100%. And you know, the man that Calderano beat in the World Championship semi-final in Doha. What a shot there from Calderano. Across the body again. It takes such skill to do that.
He's done wonderfully with their long serves, varying them to deep backhand and a little bit more towards the elbow, but they've all been baseline and tough to step around with quality.
And tough to tell it's going there because it's a similar service toss to his short to half-long serve. No giveaway.
Yeah, I think that's the key ingredient. Part of the reason that Hugo was preparing for the Chiquita receive and then had to quickly backpedal. Deception on the serve, tight inside, and he gets himself a 1-point lead, the second seed.
And Ruibo missing that backhand flick again, but it's a great serve from Calderano.
Big point to set up 2 game points here. What are you thinking, Fraser?
It feels like an escape, but we know how good Calderano is away from the table there, fishing the ball. When Ruibo didn't have too much time on his hands, but he'll be disappointed to have missed that.
The quality of rally that we've seen, the back and forth on the scoreboard here, we know that one Ruibo is not to be taken lightly. Hugo knows this well. Big backhand for a third ball to save a game point. He's a tall figure. And he's definitely got the racket speed. Again, the confidence. He turns back that racket so far. One more game point to go for the thrill from Brazil. Ooh, and a dangler drifts barely off the table. One Ruibo just on the slightly longer side of half long here as fans watch on. You and I have had a chance to play on this table with these new recycled balls, which are getting wonderful reviews.
Yeah.
So we know that the ball definitely stops on the table when there's backspin. Deuce, alternating serves. Trying to keep it baseline, but it's one Ruibo with the pressure who sets up a game point of his own. 3 in a row from down 8-10 for the 18-year-old, world rank number 35.
His match management in the last few points have been excellent. Lovely forehand parallel there down the line with some additional rotation.
There it is! The completion, the behind the back shot. His back was against the ropes. How did he have time to fit his racket between the ropes and his back on this? What a save! You talk about pressure, you think it's just swag for when you're ahead? This is just practicality. Hugo Calderano says, nah, I don't have time to put my racket in front of my body. I'm going behind the back, and it saves game point under pressure.
Wow.
Very smart play. One Ruibo not allowing Hugo Calderano to come back into the table, constantly testing him, spinning and moving.
And not letting Calderano get under his skin with that audacious shot in the rally before to save the game point. He's hard to shake, this young man.
Yeah, it definitely could have caused some brain scars on the other side for many a player. Second game point here for one Ruibo. And he takes it 13-11 from down 8-10, not bothered by the behind the back.
Love one.
What do you expect to see change-wise from Hugo?
I expect to see a bit more flair in his attacking game overall. And I think that the biggest change we'll see will be with his serve receive. He's going to be a little bit more aggressive early on, Calderano. I'd be surprised to see as many long rallies.
When you say flare,
1-0.
what specific type of flare do you imagine?
Not necessarily the audacious behind-the-back shots or hook shots, but I'm talking about deception. Coming in potentially with an open racket face, changing it at the last split second to go long when he looks like he might touch. Those kind of things. The more subtle, deceptive shots.
Slow spin here,
2-1.
bringing some variety. So far, so good.
I think Calderano's receive game has really, really improved. I think that's been one of the most noticeable changes because he seems to have been always good in the rally.
Right on top of the
1-3.
table, stood up there at the baseline, but the quality behind the shot to finish.
It's a very quick serve from Calderano.
Just thinking about how much leg strength and core strength it takes to hold your balance in that moment should you need to recover for another shot. Smart placement, gets him to cross his feet in the middle and then sends it way out to the forehand. One's been quite clever in the short stroke rallies. Look at him, he barely follows through at all.
Yeah, good composure. Good point construction, nice shallow flick. And then, like you said, an abbreviated stroke. He's testing those transitions
3-4.
really well. Calderano tried something different there with the push. Tried to open his stance to deceive one, but one was right on it.
A little bit more spin on this.
4-3.
We have seen that variety from Hugo Calderano, I think in general against top Chinese opponents. Trying to outspeed is rarely the answer. Variety, rhythm breaking. These tend to be more successful.
I completely agree with you. But I feel like that said, Calderano is one of the very, very few select players that can outpower the Chinese in a sense.
Yeah, power. It's funny, the differentiation between power and speed. I feel like Hugo Calderano is arguably the most powerful player in the world.
Yeah.
On both wings.
5-4.
But speed, something we might apply to Konakja, Koki Niwa. Players that recover quickly, that seem to always be in position. They don't overextend too often, and Ruibo has fallen into that category so far. Good length on this one, the hands, the in and out game. Again, different depths on the table to cause challenge for the opponent. It might sound counterintuitive. You might think the lower to the net, the better in general, but sometimes a little bit of height's just enough to give the opponent hope, to give them bait to go for the attack, and then they realize, oh man, couldn't do that.
I feel like we sometimes see that in the serve game as well. For example, a heavy backspin serve but with enough bounce to make them think it's flickable.
Exactly. Backhand here, Hugo Calderano, steady, still uncomfortably close in terms of the scoreboard here, despite their difference in world rankings.
5-7.
It's a lights out backhand from Calderano, and we heard a few ums and ahs from the crowd. It's a nice run of points, and that's 3 in a row from the Brazilian.
They're very free. Just seems so loose, so we get so much whip and racket speed on that. I'm just thinking to myself about the careers of table tennis players, and for Team China, the amount of effort, energy, sacrifice, devotion that goes into even trying to accomplish your dreams is crazy.
9-5.
That said, while Brazil is sort of the China of the Americas, I will say that overwhelmingly. It's a sport dominated by Asia, so a real outlier here, Hugo Calderano, who's won 6 of the last 8 points, looking to get his first game on the scoreboard, just 2 points away. There it is, moves in, blitzes the table, plays the parallel, and after a serve that he had been given to him many times deep to the backhand, he gives it right back this time around.
Yeah, what he's done as a Brazilian is unprecedented. Nothing can take it away from him. He's already cemented himself as a legend in the sport, but he wants more, Calderano.
Oh, deja vu, 2 in a row and 11-5. Here's game 3.
Love 1.
Quick start to game 3 with Ruibo on the receive. It's funny, we still have a lot to learn about Ruibo, and I think this is a big test here to be facing Hugo Calderano as one of your first main stage appearances.
Too low.
And I think that the Chinese coaches will be very happy with the way that he's showcased his skills, and he seems to be rising to the occasion. He's not letting it get to him. This is a real catalyst, isn't it? Probably the catalyst, because Hugo Calderano right now is the best non-Chinese player. Simple as that.
Well, world rankings might have one in front of him at the moment. Results, well, it's interesting. Him and Tomo have been in wonderful form. I'm still curious. It's just been so many points that Ruibo has served long to the backhand, and Hugo Calderano stepped around. I don't have the exact percentages, but it feels like it's worked out in Ruibo's favor more.
Oh my goodness, Adam.
Oh, finally. This is just full of all sorts of note. How on earth do you return 2 of these spank shots? Hugo Calderano hit 2 of these as flat as can be, and they weren't just returned, they were countered back. Footwork, feeling, movement, adjustment to spin and lack thereof. This is very mature, impressive play from one.
Saw some nasty power from Calderano, but his retrieval there, incredible. Even getting past the flat slaps. He recovered a net cord early doors there as well.
Good underspin here on the pendulum serve as Hugo Calderano simply ties it up with that. You won't always hear me talking about the player who is beaten in the point. But it's, I think, watching that, it was just unbelievable that he kept himself in the point and made the work that hard for Hugo.
Yeah, again, such a powerhouse. Incredible.
Oh, man, the drop shots, the two-handed backhand. Hugo tested him, even came back into the table. The mental maturity, side spin there with the top spin, a drop. This is never easy, especially with the springy side of the blade. And then he plays it just out of reach while he's got Hugo in and guessing. Man, that is good play.
Yeah, we saw the double-handed backhand, beautiful timing with his counters. Ruibo is playing with some beautiful fluidity. We saw his backhand drop shot, that's rare, but he's so confident on both wings, isn't he?
Showing that you've got the touch and the power. I don't have to think back too far as the Brazilian fans. With the future so bright for Hugo, they've got to wear shades inside. It's an updated lyric. I'll finish the point about not having to think back too far in a minute. Before it's too far to think back, because these points, the quality is just so strong. When Fan Zhendong was 16 years old and he was starting to beat a lot of the world's best players, it was a question of if he'd be able to adjust, play the touch game. Hugo Calderano's won 12 of the last 16 points. But it hasn't been easy because Ruibo has been so good in the touch game as well. Opening up the rallies quickly, nonetheless. Comfortable inside the table. Quick to tie it up.
It's interesting in the last game how we didn't see many long rallies, but in this one, we're seeing some longer trades. They're both sort of growing used to each other a little bit here in their first ever meeting.
6-5.
And of course, by that I mean the players contact the ball slightly differently. Of course, the technique and the fundamentals similar at this level, the timing point, the physicality, the weight transfer, but sometimes it takes a lot of getting used to a player like Calderano, and one Ruibo is doing incredibly well as the underdog.
Ooh, big point. He escapes here. This is when you have an idea and you know it's risky, but it's worth a try. Tries to drop it short to the forehand. Does so a little bit higher, maybe, than he would have hoped. And therefore, that forehand flick felt like a bit of an escape. Nice long push. Surprise, surprise. It looked like he was going to dink it, drop it behind the net. Vitor Ishii was impressed with that.
He's managed to shut down Ruibo's ability to consistently backhand flick and open up with the backhand too, with his backhand inside the table, Calderano. Subtle changes. Again, not much giveaway.
Slow spin, a little bit more shallow there, forcing one Ruibo to reach out in front and try to keep the racket closed.
Good intention from the young player there. Tried to counter it off the angle.
6-8, be ready, please.
Now this is the first time he's had an answer in a long time to this. He stepped around and found a way to make it work.
Yeah, it feels like in the first game when Calderano was playing that, one was playing it down the line with the backhand. But I think it was a slightly spinnier ball from Calderano and a little bit slower.
Nine is 7.
That's right, from the bench. Liu Jichang encouraging, reminding one Ruibo that he's got this. Still a ways to go, though. 2-point lead for the second seed. The player who won last game 11-5. The different score line here. Ooh, clever.
9-8.
Gets Hugo to play the backhand from in front of the elbow on the forehand side as Wang Hao, Shang Peng, and the rest of the gang watch on. Hugo Calderano's timeout. He's back with a serve.
8.
Now we had this scoreline in game number 1. 2 game points, Hugo Calderano. And one Ruibo will then move on to win 5 of the next 6 points to take the game. And he saves another game point. A fair share of, well, nerves of steel, I'd say, out here for a young guy. There's often a fearlessness and aggression. But against pressure to handle this, let's see. Second game point, Hugo. Oh, that shot was so good. How did he get so much topspin? It was somewhere between a flick and a full forehand stroke. It seemed impossible.
Incredible. And Calderano will be getting a deja vu back to game 1.
Deuce. And it is game point. Deja vu indeed. 3 in a row. The prophecy has been fulfilled, but game 3 is not over yet. patient play. A ticking time bomb with two powerful players. We've seen them in their power open rallies. Both touching it just right enough to keep the other off the attack, and Hugo finds the opening there barely.
11 all.
That to save a game point. So far the same scoring pattern since game one. Or as game one, I should say, since 8-10. But this time it's different.
11,
He has broken. This is not a simulation, or if it is, it's a different pattern in a simulation right now.
Beautiful backhand flip from Calderano.
Third game point for Hugo Calderano here. He's already used his timeout. Oh, wow. Goes with the long push. Gives the opening in the rally. One Ruibo down, 1-2. Oh, the flat hit just long. Not afraid to take a chance.
You would have had a lot of fun commentating the Diaz-Lind mixed doubles match earlier on, Adam. Saw some ridiculous shots there, mate.
Close 2.
Anything else you want to make me feel jealous about, or?
That's it for now.
Okay, thanks. Just let me know. No, it's all good. Adriana Diaz and Anders, always incredible to watch, and as a pair, really exciting. That said, one Ruibo off to a good start here, converting both of his serves for the first 2 points. Behind the table, the arc. Now, from time to time, it'll be tougher. We saw this a lot with Gozi and Kanak Ja when they battled, Simone, of course. That behind the table, the arc and the variation in the arc makes it a little bit tougher, bringing the player in and out on the block, forcing them to lean forward, get over the top. He's been wonderful down that line.
Yeah, he really has, hasn't he? Calderano was clueless as to what he was going to do there, because we know the players at the last second can play a Chiquita or even drop short with a backhand touch. But there, he was crystal clear, and it went right past him. Again, Calderano going for quite a powerful ball to say that he was far back.
Good recovery off the net. One Ruibo. And the patterns, he moves so quickly. Again, already stepped around that corner for the ball coming back. You can feel Hugo moving back into the table, and one Ruibo stopping him in his tracks by playing it to the backhand and into the elbow. So one middle, a little shallow. Now when he moves in, he goes to the deep backhand corner, and it gets a compromised shot. Hugo still with that side swipe. You'd think it'd bother the opponent more. Very little topspin, a whole lot of side spin, and still he plays it like it was nothing unusual.
Oh, wow, this is rare.
But you can understand it when we've seen how many times one Ruibo has been able to return the ball with interest. One save, Hugo with a flatter shot to the middle. Thought he had it, thought he didn't need the topspin. Many times that is the case. This time it was not.
Maybe a little bit of scar power from one Ruibo's retrieval ability earlier on in the match. You never know. I mean, like you touched upon, Adam, one Ruibo is not panicked. Not panicked in these longer rallies, no matter what Calderano's done.
That said, he did win the rally eventually, but yeah, just a good reminder that he's dangerous from far behind the table. Not easy to hit through. Top edge of the racket after a lot of movement. It's one Ruibo in control in the rally once again.
Calderano playing a backhand from the forehand side. Good improvisation from Calderano. He thought it might have gone into his crossover, but when Ruibo focusing on what he can control here.
The variation in the spin game. Not necessarily the most powerful shot, but a bit more spin on it. Soft hands in the
3-8.
touch game. A long way to go from down 2-8, but still a chance. Hugo Calderano would like to avoid a game 5. Ruibo, the exact opposite, would love game 5. Oh, man.
8-4.
Dismissive backhand, untouched for a player who's been so quick in the counter and returned so many shots. It just speaks volumes to the quality necessary to play a shot like that.
Nine, 4.
And a clever shot from Ruibo to play a long, fast push with a little bit more conviction than in the previous point.
When you see Ruibo's shirt, what player do you think of?
And I see the shirt.
Yeah.
5-9.
I think of Ruibo.
Oh, fascinating. I think of Kwaiman.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
She wears that one a fair bit, to be fair, doesn't she?
Yeah. But I'm happy he's already made an impression on you.
He has.
2 points away from taking this game. Ruibo. And now just the one, he sets up 5 game points. Hugo Calderano's been tested many times. You mentioned Liang Jingquin earlier. As we saw him watching in the crowd, you can imagine he'll be studying every chance he gets. One of the most dramatic matches in recent history. Mentally exhausting for all.
Let 5-10. Let 5-10.
Very little spin on that flick. He guides it forward from straight behind the ball, and there's not topspin to work with for Ruibo.
This is not over yet. We've seen Calderano make some incredible comebacks this year. Most notably, he won the game from 10-3 down against Mizuki Oikawa in the final of the WTT contender Buenos Aires.
Ooh,
10-7.
floats it up from under the table. And a timeout now, Ruibo. This can be a little bit scarring. Let's look here, underspin, can't see exactly what's on it. A few in a row here, game points saved by Hugo Calderano. And he continues. I remember 10-5. Is that the most?
I think it was, yeah.
5-9 became 5-10. Here we go. Calderano with 6 of the last 8 points now. A bit of momentum on his side. Looking to do what's been done to him. He's been up 10-8 twice and had it recovered. That said, he still leads 2-1 in games. Big backhand.
Calderano. Goodness me.
I'm just thinking about the fact that we have TTR here. It's always interesting to see. One of the first people I ever saw called for a serve falling behind the head before there was TTR was Hugo Calderano against Kenta Matsudaira at the Czech Open. Oh, what a backhand. It's not over yet, but that's 5 straight points. Is it time, Calderano? Oh, look at this. Right back to where it came from. The pivot denied. Must win by 2. Deuce in game 4. On top of the table, he blitzes and captures. We talked about mental toughness. He's had massive comebacks. Oikawa knows this well. He's been on the other side of it with Truls, game 1. It's match point, Hugo Calderano. And he's won in a Brazilian. Hugo Calderano from 5-10 down has come back to take down a player with a very bright future. Ruibo.